What if the sanctuary you've built in the shadows is actually a gilded cage of your own making, and the only way to outrun the ghosts of your past is to stop driving alone and finally let someone navigate the darkness beside you? In Twisted Road, Christine Feehan returns to her Shadow Riders universe with a romantic suspense that transforms the protector trope into a profound exploration of trauma bonding and earned trust, proving that in worlds defined by hidden violence, true safety isn't found in isolation, it's forged in the radical act of shared vulnerability. This isn't merely another paranormal romance with psychic gifts and cartel threats. It's a psychologically precise narrative where every telepathic link feels like both intrusion and intimacy. Consent is negotiated through emotional attunement rather than assumed protection, and love means choosing presence when survival demands detachment. From the first rain-slicked narration, listeners are immersed in a landscape where silence is strategy and connection is the only reliable compass. Perfect for fans of emotionally complex paranormal suspense and stories where female strength thrives within supernatural frameworks, this audiobook serves up atmospheric dread, relentless emotional honesty, and protagonists whose journey from guarded allies to sovereign partners resonates with anyone who's ever believed healing required solitude. When Shadow Rider Gino Ferraro is assigned to protect witness Mara Chen after she testifies against a trafficking ring, he expects professional distance, not to discover her quiet resilience mirrors the suppressed grief he's carried since his family's massacre, and her psychic sensitivity bypasses the mental shields he spent decades perfecting. But as they navigate safe houses and fractured trust, Gino realizes this mission isn't about extraction, it's about integration. Feehan masterfully avoids reducing Gino to stoic alpha or Mara to fragile victim. Instead, she crafts a relationship rooted in radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring boundaries even as danger blurs them, and where intimacy emerges from seeing each other's damage without demanding repair. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional alchemy, capturing Gino's disciplined restraint fracturing into genuine receptivity, and Mara's fierce clarity softening into vulnerable trust. You don't just hear their bond deepen, you feel the seismic shift of two souls learning that some roads can only be traveled together. What elevates Twisted Road beyond typical paranormal suspense fare is its nuanced portrayal of psychic connection as collaborative practice rather than invasive power. Gino isn't merely shielding Mara, he's confronting how Shadow Rider culture taught him to equate worth with self-reliance, challenging the notion that strength requires emotional armor. Mara doesn't need saving through his devotion. She creates space where his protective instincts can exist without domination, honoring his expertise even as his walls crumble. Their relationship evolves through acts of radical reciprocity, sharing silences during telepathic links that bypass performance, establishing nonverbal cues that protect both operational integrity and emotional safety, and defending each other from allies who mistake tenderness for weakness. Supporting characters add vital texture, fellow riders whose loyalty masks unresolved trauma, witnesses whose testimony carries intergenerational weight, even the city itself, rendered as living archive whose neon-lit streets absorb decades of unspoken resilience. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In work built on secrecy, transparency is tactical advantage, and presence is the only true shield. Even the suspense mechanics serve thematic depth, with psychic feedback mirroring emotional attunement, and evasion tactics becoming metaphors for earned trust. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive sensory descent into protected intimacy. The narrator embodies Gino and Mara with remarkable distinction. Gino's voice carries gravelly exhaustion laced with dawning warmth, while Mara's tone holds sharp intelligence beneath layers of hard-won softness, making their chemistry palpable even in stillness. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming immersion. Distant sirens marking temporal rhythm, rain against reinforced windows during vulnerable confessions, the hushed static of psychic links syncing with breath during moments of connection, all anchor existential stakes in tangible reality. Pacing mirrors the cadence of shadow work, deliberate during surveillance and reflection, then surging with urgency as external threats collide with internal awakenings. Whether you're commuting through urban chaos or sitting in twilight solitude, the audiobook creates a portable sanctuary where slowness feels sacred and connection feels lifeline. It's storytelling as embodied validation, transforming passive listening into active participation in a love story that honors both duty and desire. Ultimately, Twisted Road redefines paranormal romantic suspense by centering male emotional labor within supernatural frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for intense chemistry and high-stakes tension, while delivering substantive commentary on veteran trauma, feminine strength, and the radical act of building partnerships based on mutual recognition rather than rescue. Prior series knowledge enriches context, but this installment stands confidently as a complete emotional odyssey. If you've ever wondered whether safety can coexist with vulnerability, or if true strength requires embracing help, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the most powerful act is simply letting someone else walk the twisted road beside you. Press play, start the engine, and prepare to believe that even in landscapes shaped by shadow, hearts still find ways to guide each other home. Your next favorite paranormal romance isn't waiting in flawless heroes. It's waiting in the brave, trembling choice to trust the